All right, popping back in for another segment. So now we are going to show some love for the ladies and focus on Alycia Baumgardner, who this weekend in her homecoming at the Masonic Temple, she took on Christina Medusa Leonardo and basically was able to avenge her only professional loss. She had kind of a workman or a workwoman like performance. Dominated much of the fight. I had her winning 8 out of the 10 rounds. Never really looked in too much trouble, even though Medusa never, to me, it was never really at any point where she didn't feel like she couldn't win the bout, which is that's something that's very hard to overcome for some people. And but some people might have said that this wasn't the performance that she was maybe kind of looking for. I don't know if we can say that. I think a lot of times if they don't get that person out of there, which is a lot harder in women's boxing, but she is one of the few power punchers in women's boxing. But Coach Dave, what did you think about Christina? I mean, excuse me, of Alycia the Baumgardner's performance on Saturday?
So first of all, I mean, I love it, man. You guys know I'm a fan. And I'm giving honest take on it. I thought she definitely just overpowered, dominated the fight. I think last week when we had talked about it, I told you guys that Medusa is getting ready to see an entirely different Alycia Baumgardner than when they fought. I think Alycia was in on her sixth fight or something like that. I'm just amazed at the incredible growth and just ring acumen and you know punch selection when she does throw. I'm just impressed by her growth, man. And I will say this up front too. I think Alycia has the potential to have one of the highest knockout ratios in female boxing. If if she does what she do that if she does what she did that first round against Medusa last week, go back and hear what I said. I said the only thing that well, one of the things that frustrates me with Baumgardner is, man, she is so overwhelming, so powerful when she works behind her jabs and punches in combinations, and when she goes to the body. I mean, that Michaela Mayers couldn't deal with that. This Medusa, you know, she slapped the fangs out of Medusa Snake's hair. She just, I mean, when she would work behind that jab and shoot in bunches of punches, she was dominating. And then in the same thing that I said in terms of, hey, I think this is the only thing that she did to let Micaiah Mayers back in the fight, blah, 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 blah. You saw what she did second and third round. She kind of pulled back. Now,
Why is that though? What I mean,
what,
is it just a mental thing?
no, I don't think it's a mental thing because I think Alycia, and to her credit, told us exactly what it was. In a post fight interview in the ring, Alycia said, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna do exactly what my corner says to do." And at the end of the day, they got the win. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they work for. I don't know, you know, what they may have been worried about. And as a trainer, I'm going to always sing the praises of a fighter that says, "Hey, I'm going to do exactly what my corner said do." And at the end of the day, she decisively, yes, got the win. But I'm telling you, if she came out that second, third round the way she did the first round, that fight would have been over, man. That girl was not taking those crippling body shots that Baumgartner was doing.
Her body.
She just wasn't going to take. I think 3 rounds of that pressure would have stopped Medusa cold. And I'm saying 3 rounds of that pressure of Baumgartner working behind that jab, getting close and ripping off bunches of punches will hurt any woman. Will hurt any woman that's fighting in her division, man. So outstanding performance. Oh God, I just love them body shots, man. Wish she would have stayed busy with it. My only concern going forward is, man, I always get nervous when that jab hand is so low, but it's working for her now. But that's just because, hey, you know, I don't want nobody touching that chin, man. But that jab hand low, it definitely worries me. But it works for her, man. That's my take on it, baby.
All right, Boston. What was your views on the fight?
Look, I thought that despite Leonard Dartu being competitive in a lot of rounds, I do not think that she won any more than 3 rounds, right? Yeah. So in that regard, I think Alycia Baumgardner went out and she was able to win pretty decisively. The one thing, and piggybacking off of what Dave just mentioned, the one thing that I will mention also is that, yeah, the jab hand being low, which is something that I believe I brought up last week, you did see Leonard Dartu able to land lead right hands over that right on Alycia Baumgardner's temple. And Leonard Dartu did a very, very good job of pushing the pace at times. I think she made Alycia Baumgardner a little bit uncomfortable at times. She was able to outwork Alycia at times, although I don't think a lot of those punches were clean, hard, effective punches, in contrast to the types of punches that Alycia Baumgardner was landing. The other thing that I'll point out, and I believe I also pointed this out last week, stylistically, Alicia's style is not suited to women's professional boxing. That 10 2-minute rounds is really can make things dicey for her. She to me fights similarly to how Danny Garcia fights at times. She has a counterpuncher's type of mindset, and you see it from Bud a little bit sometimes too. They sit there and it's like she's waiting for that perfect shot instead of working off of the jab and creating opportunities for the perfect shot. She's waiting for her opponent to come in there and make a mistake and then capitalize off that. Force your opponent to make the mistake. It's the same thing that guys like James Toney, Mike McCallum, and to some extent guys like Wilfred Benitez did. Those guys were counterpunchers at heart, but they knew when to get on the front foot, when to initiate, and when to force their opponents to make that mistake. Baumgardner, if you watch her at times in the latter part of the fight, how much physically stronger she was than Leonard Dartu. She was able to bully her and push her and put that shoulder into her, push her around. If she had done that from the beginning of the fight, she'd have got that girl up out of there, because I don't think Leonard Dartu had much pop, if anything at all. She wasn't able to generate much leverage off of her back foot. It was only when Alycia stepped back and gave her that space did you see her start to get off shots. And even then they were arm punches. So yeah, it's something I would like to see, especially from a guy like Tony Harrison, who was a high IQ type of fighter. They need to make that adjustment. She's got to figure out a way of either generating more output or keeping her opposition from generating the output so that she can slow the pace down. Either Alycia pick the pace up, get the opposition to lower the pace, because 10 rounds, 2 minutes, 10 2-minute rounds, that fight was over with like that. It seemed like it's just such a short fight. And I'm concerned that, especially if she wants to go up and fight the Katie Taylors and the Amanda Serranos, those guys, the same thing happened with Serrano when she fought Katie Taylor. Her output dropped in that fight Katie Taylor just kept throwing punches and kept throwing punches and kept throwing punches. And Alycia Baumgardner, if she finds herself against one of those fighters, if she's not able to shut them down with her power and get them to not throw punches, she's gonna be in for a long night. She's gonna get outworked. It's very, very easy to outwork somebody who stylistically fights like Alycia Baumgardner. She cannot rely on that one punch to get opponents up out of there. And you see it at times. It looks as though, especially after that fight where she knocked, what was the girl's name that she knocked out?
Terry Harper.
Terry Harper. You can kind of see it after the Terry Harper fight. She kind of has an attachment. I don't want to say she's fallen in love with her power, but she appears to have this expectation that when I land that right shot, the person in front of me is going to fall over. And that's not going to be the case. Not moving up, not against the type of people that she's calling out. So she's going to have to make that adjustment.
So, I mean, with that said, even though she did take out Terry Harper, which was in Sheffield, and she is known as a power punch for women's boxing, she hasn't had a stoppage in her last 4 fights. She does have 7 KOs in her 15 wins. But do you think that her most logical next step will be to take on Amanda Serrano? And so this would be, and I don't know if we talked about, so this fight was at junior lightweight super featherweight, which is at 130 pounds. Amanda Serrano is going to be defending her title, I believe, on the Jake Paul Nate Diaz card on August the 5th against Heather Hardy. So assuming that she does get past that fight, do you see this as the next fight? I'm assuming, because I don't think that Alycia Baumgardner has fought at featherweight, 126 pounds. So I'm assuming that Serrano would come up to challenge her for that. Boston, do you like that?
So just so I'm clear, Serrano fights at what weight?
At 126, but she's fought as high as lightweight, and then when she fought
I was sorry, I was mistaken. I thought that Baumgardner would be moving up to fight Serrano. Yeah, no, hell no. Serrano's people aren't going to want to take that fight. Alycia gonna punch a hole in that girl's chest. I didn't think that she was smaller than. No. They're gonna have to throw her a lot of money. If I'm Serrano's people, I'm gonna need a hefty sum of money to step in there with them trapezius muscles and calf muscles exploded. No. I didn't realize that.
She fought Katie Taylor, but Katie Taylor is not the puncher.
Katie Taylor don't have the punch. She is not physically as big or as strong or as imposing as Baumgardner. Baumgardner will hurt Amanda Serrano. I didn't realize that she was. I thought Serrano was closer to 140 pounds, 130. No. Come on, that's a tough sell. That's a tough sell if I'm Serrano's people. I just run it back with Katie Taylor and make just as much money.
You talking about?
Yeah, he talking about for Serrano instead of taking.
Yeah. Come on now. To Baumgardner will hurt Serrano. Way too big, way too strong. That's a tough sell if I'm Serrano's people.
Coach, what are your thoughts on that fight?
Didn't Baumgardner and Michaela Mears fight at 126 though?
No, they fought. So,
you sure?
Yeah, Michaela Mears is almost like 6 feet tall. But
she a tall girl. Yeah.
Weight that I don't have it up in front of me, but what was the weight they fought at though?
I'll get it for.
I thought that was featherweight. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, man.
Yeah, from my understanding, I hate BoxRec. If I go,
I got it. So this last fight was at 129. This was a 130-pound fight for Alycia Baumgardner, And Amanda Serrano.
Now I'm trying to say I thought Alycia
Against
fought.
Micaiah Mayer. He's trying to find out the last fight against, well, not the last fight, but when she fought Micaiah Mayer. So Michaela Mayer, they fought, I'm pretty sure it was at junior lightweight, but so when they fought Michaela Mayer, this was for the super featherweight. So basically junior lightweight, so 130 pounds.
Okay. All right. So man,
And I don't think I don't think she's never fought at featherweight.
No, and I tell you what, looking at Alycia Baumgardner's box rec here, she has regularly weighed in excess of 130 pounds. Of one time, she was as high as 137 pounds in her second fight. They were able to get her down to 133, then 129. She a little muscle ball, man. That's again, if I'm Serrano's people, that's gonna take a lot of that's gonna take a lot of money.
well, I mean, so
A whole lot.
I would shoot for Katie Taylor. I mean, you call out all the top dogs just because that's what you do, But if I'm Alycia, man, and I'm trying to get to Kayla Taylor, you know what I'm saying, and put a stamp on it. But either way, be it Serrano or Taylor, she still has to kind of do, I think, what Boston said. That consistent punch volume is going to have to be up because either one of those women coming at her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think Taylor. The thing about Taylor's going to try to make her move up because she's always fought at lightweight, and then when the fight that she lost against Chantel Cameron was at 140 pounds, which was
that's the fight. There
was
you
that
go.
super lightweight. So how do you think that will impact Alycia Baumgardner going up to 135 pounds?
Whatever they fight at, man. Catch weight, whatever they fight at, man. This girl is going to be fine. Alycia, this woman is going to be fine. I think you've seen this woman's frame. I mean, not an ounce of fat on her. I don't think she will have any problem, making any weight. I don't think she's losing any strength. I don't think she's losing any speed of movement. My only thing is, regardless of what they fight at, if she works behind that jab and punches in combinations when she gets close, if she needs to pull out a little bit, catch a breath, if she works behind the jab and she throws in, bunches of combinations and touching that body, she's gonna be a problem for any woman. That
Sorry, just real quick, Dave. To be clear, just for the edification of our audience here, Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor was fought above 130 pounds. Serrano weighed in at 133 and a half. Katie Taylor weighed in 134 and a quarter. And so, yeah, Amanda Serrano has fought above 130 pounds. I'm looking here.
I think that was the only time.
A few times.
It was. I thought that was really just for the super fight, just to get out here. But her most natural weight is 126 pounds. Yeah. I'm not sure that she held titles above that weight. But
maybe I was over exaggerating when it came to the size difference. I thought that Serrano was significantly smaller. Maybe she isn't. Maybe they don't look at it as being that much of a size discrepancy. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I think so. I think that real hard, but it's a difference. Like I think that they were able to. They took in kind of educated risks when they took on Katie Taylor, who throws a lot of punches, a lot of strong punches, but she doesn't have that kind of concussive power that Alycia Baumgardner would have. Yeah. But at the same time, I could see so Serrano, especially, like I could see her outworking Baumgardner though, because you got these are 2-minute rounds, And in the fight against Katie Taylor, for example, in the the fifth round, excuse me, she threw 114 punches.
That's Serrano.
Serrano, and landed 44. And then in the 10th round, she threw 87 punches and landed 32 of those. And with Baumgardner, she averages about 30, between 30 and 34 punches around in there. So she would have to be, but her punches have a lot more impact.
Yeah.
But Serrano and Kayla Taylor punches have a lot of impact too. Now Serrano and Kayla Taylor gonna be just as game as Medusa was, but they're gonna be a lot more effective, man.
Yeah, and they're gonna be a lot more sharp. They're gonna be a lot sharper. Like that's a great point, Coach.
And so I'm telling you right now, I think Boston hit it on the head, man. I worry about Alycia getting outworked. Period. You got 2 minutes. And the thing about it is a simple change. If you said, look, go get her this first round. Go on and take off the second round. Look, man, go get her that third round. Go ahead and take off the fourth round. Go get her that third round. She will drop. Baumgardner will drop a lot of female fighters early. Consistent,
especially if she commit to that body work too, because that's what, she almost folded Medusa over with that body work.
He hit her with some body. And credit to that. We've talked a lot about Alycia Baumgardner. I think we at least need to give a few seconds to give credit to Lena Dartu, who she came to fight. She didn't came to be a part of the Alycia Baumgardner highlight reel. She's also, this is her first fight back off of pregnancy.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was the other thing. So hats off to her. I will definitely be looking out for Lena Dartu in the future. She's an all action type of fighter. She came to fight. She came to fight.
Hey man, I agree, and I hats off to her and all that stuff. But look, every fighter's supposed to come to fight. I just don't think.
But they don't always, though. We know that all too well. But Go ahead. Sorry, finish.
They don't always, and I'm looking forward to seeing if she's gonna be there. Still, I personally just don't think so, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think so. I think though she was aggressive, I think the ineffective aggressiveness. I saw some of her body responding to some of those shots, man, and I don't know if there's a whole lot there left, buddy. That's just my take on it, man. And fighting Baumgardner takes a lot out of you, bro.
Yeah. She was beat up. She was beat up at that fight.
And I think she caught her with a hook that last round or something.
Yeah. And I mean,
some of them.
I would love to see a fight against Serrano. I mean, I think that's the kind of natural kind of progression is to fight Amanda Serrano, maybe even at Madison Square Garden. It might not be in the big theater, it might be in the Hulu, but it's still they're gonna bring out.
Man, they were in the big room for Katie Taylor, weren't they?
Yeah, but Katie Taylor, those
she brought a lot of people. There was a lot of Irish flags, and
there was a lot of Irish flags.
Katie Taylor does have a country behind her. That is true. That is true. Maybe they fight in Brooklyn. Maybe they fight at the Barclays or something like that.
Yeah.
You talking Serrano?
Serrano and
Baumgardner.
Bro, it's selling out in New York. It's gonna be phenomenal, bro. It's gonna be phenomenal.
I think so too.
We're in New York. It's gonna be phenomenal, bro. But I'm still saying, yeah, she fight Serrano, she fight Kate Taylor or whoever. It's just because of the venomous bad blood, man. I still think her and Michaela Mayer's got the making of a great trilogy.
No. I think so. I mean, the fight was close. Like, let's not get it twisted at all. Like, that was a close fight. It was no robbery at all, but that was a close fight. Michaela Mayer showed her class in that fight. She made adjustments. She worked out there, and she she easily won some rounds against her. But I think that Baumgardner has an opportunity to turn into a female star. If she beats Serrano and Katie Taylor back to back, you're gonna see her on every commercial. You're
We're
gonna
gonna
see
explode.
she's gonna explode. She's gonna be on any kind of beauty products that you're trying to sell, any kind of athletic products, whatever it is. She's gonna be a star, and then she's gonna be easily the A side. Let Michaela get her a couple of wins, and then go back and get that rematch. All right, it might even be between the Serrano and Katie Taylor fight. But I mean, there's a lot of things that have to fall in place. One thing, Katie Taylor has to beat Chantel Cameron, which I'm not sure that I would advise go right back into that to that rematch. She wants to do it. That's a lot of her, that shows her heart and part of her character. But I'm not too worried about Amanda Serrano beating Heather Hardy. But it's not a given that Alycia Baumgardner is going to beat Serrano. But if she does, she's going to be a star here domestically, and then she goes and beats Katie Taylor. She's going to be a international, a global star at that point.
Do you think the performance of Alycia Baumgardner against Medusa, if that same performance, which it would be a different performance, it's two different fighters, I got it. But do you think that same performance will beat a Serrano or a Katie Taylor?
It depends on how either one of them respond to those punches. And I don't think
Serrano, I would say no right now, unless
Baumgardner does. And we saw Serrano hurt Katie Taylor pretty bad.
Serrano hurt, like Serrano had Katie. I don't know if you remember, Serrano had Katie Taylor hurt. Like I thought she had Katie Taylor hurt.
If she had more time, she'd have stopped. She'd have got her out of there.
Both of those women punch hard, man, and both of those women, don't get it twisted, they hit hard enough to knock out any woman. But those women hit hard, and it shows the chin. And they still kept banging, man.
They did.
Katie Taylor took that punch and kept banging, man.
But the one thing is that I don't know if did y'all see Serrano's last fight? Well, the thing is, Serrano and Katie Taylor's last fight. I mean, Katie Taylor, I give her credit, but Serrano's last fight, it wasn't her best. She won easily, but it wasn't her best. And a lot of times people leave, they kind of leave some of their best fights in the ring. And I think that Baumgardner might be catching Serrano at that right time.
I agree with that. But Baumgardner might be catching Serrano at this my last hurrah, because you just get kind of up and amped and hyped for this fight.
Because when you asked that question at first, I was saying that performance against Leonardo too, I would say that's not going to do it against Serrano. With Katie Taylor, I would, I think that it would be a little bit more grappling and some other stuff in there. But against Serrano threw 114 punches in 2 minutes. That could be. I think that's the round that she actually hurt Katie Taylor, but that can be overwhelming. And then, like, if she can just know that if you fighting Serrano, that she's going to average between 55 and 60 punches around. And
we'll see. Well, again, Baumgardner is going to be. She hits hard, and when you hit hard, it sometimes would discourage you from throwing all those punches. It's going to be determined based off of how Serrano. Now, if Serrano takes those shots, yeah, Alycia gonna have to respond with volume of her own, I think.
But that's why we want to see the fight. And the only thing is if Baumgardner has those kind of episodes of inactivity,
Yeah, those laws of
Like,
inactivity.
she just
Yep.
like she just has this kind of like laws where she just kind of it's not even, you know, where some boxers, you know, they're just kind of like taking in the data and like doing that. I haven't really figured that out. And like you say, coach, it might be her kind of overthinking, kind of trying to respond to what the coach is saying. But she has these laws of inactivity that are a little bit inexplicable to me sometimes, because she's in great shape. She's always in, you know. But all right, with that said, fellas, I think we've definitely gave the women their due in this. But to me, it's I think that this speaks to the kind of excitement that there is, even though right there's these kind of there's about 5 really top, you know, fighters that are kind of circling each other. But I like the fact that Baumgardner, Serrano, Katie Taylor, even and Chantel Cameron are around the same weight division. And I want to see how these, you know, how that kind of maps out. And then we don't want to forget about Michaela Mayer, because she is a top performer. And then she may factor in at some point, but I would love to see Baumgartner get her due. And I think that she could, I really think just with her fighting style, with her looks and everything, that she can really become a female boxing star, you know, on the likes of we haven't seen since Layla Ali was doing her thing against lesser competition, I would say. All right, with that said, the pundits, we are going to sign out. But remember, we're coming back, you know, with the pundit pick. So we got some new kind of exciting content coming for you. But I'm signing out for Coach Dave and Boston Jared.
Peace.
Make sure that you like and subscribe, and then pop in for another episode of Pop Talk. And we are out.
Peace.